Hello everybody, today back again another video. Alright guys, today's video is going to be about a topic, like you are reading on the topic on the title. Is Rafael Nadal really avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose? Because I have heard this kind of comments for a long time now. Nadal is avoiding Novak Djokovic. Nadal is dodging Novak Djokovic. He is avoiding him with purpose. Every single time Rafael Nadal sees a chance that he can face that he can face Novak Djokovic in a potential semi-final or final, he is coming up with all kind of excuses. And he's avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose because he's afraid of the dude. He doesn't believe he can win against the dude. He doesn't want to get a shame against Novak Djokovic and just get a beat down, whatever. All kind of stuff I have read on internet, in my videos, other videos, you name it. Is this really true? Before I come to that answer, let's talk about some things about when it comes to these two giants. According to me, the two greatest tennis players of all time, Nadal and Djokovic. First of all, we all know that the head-to-head is 30-29 in Novak Djokovic's favor. So Novak Djokovic leads Nadal in the head-to-head only with one more victory. Only with one more victory. Djokovic has 30 victories, Nadal has 29. And some of you can say that majority of Rafa's victories, they're on clay. Yeah, I believe Nadal leads Novak Djokovic on clay 28 in clay court matches. So Rafa Nadal, majority of his wins against Novak Djokovic are on clay. 20 wins are on clay. And only 9 are outside of clay courts. But you can say the same for Djokovic. It is almost the same scenario for Djokovic. Djokovic leads Nadal outside of clay 27 on hard courts. 27. So Djokovic, 30 victories that Djokovic has over Nadal, 20 of those are on hard courts. 8 are on clay and 2 are on grass. Nadal is the same with Nadal, almost. 29 wins that Nadal has over Djokovic, 20 are on clay. And 7 are on hot courts and 2 are on grass. So, both of these two guys have taken each other out and has the majority of their victories against each other on their best surfaces. Nadal on clay with 20 wins, Djokovic on hard courts with 20 wins as well. Either way, all the surfaces are tennis by tennis fans all around the world. We are not talking about soccer, we are not talking about basketball, we are not talking about baseball, we are not talking about ice hockey here. We are talking about tennis, and you play tennis in all surfaces. And of course, all the players, they have their best surfaces where they perform their best level. Nadal, of course, we all know his most beloved surface is clay, and Djokovic, his best beloved surface is hard courts. And that's why we also see that they have their best success against each other on their best particular surfaces. Nadal's clay, Djokovic hard court. Anyway, Nadal is only one loss behind Djokovic in the head-to-head. Only one. And Nadal is the player who has defeated Novak Djokovic the most times of all the players in the game, guys, with 29 victories. The second place behind Nadal is Federer, who has defeated Djokovic 23 times. Nadal 29 times. Nadal has defeated Djokovic 6 more times than Federer has done. Alright. And then if you look at the Grand Slam finals, Nadal leads over Djokovic 5-4, my tennis fans all around the world. 5-4. If we look at the all majors matches count, all quarters, semis, finals, you name it, Nadal leads Djokovic 11-7. If we look all the finals that they have faced each other, all levels, you name it, majors, masters, FIFA class tournaments, you name it, Djokovic leads over Nadal 15-13. All the final meetings that they have against each other, all kind of levels, Djokovic leads over Nadal 15-13. What do I want to say with all this? I'm going to tell you what I want to say with all this. Do you really, truly believe, you Novak Djokovic fans, because it is the Djokovic fans, of course, who write all this kind of stuff. Do you truly believe a guy who is so close to Djokovic, who leads over Djokovic in Grand Slam finals, in the head-to-head, who leads over Djokovic in major meetings, all majors meeting, quarters, semis, finals, 11-7. Do you really believe a guy who has defeated Djokovic most times of all the players with 29 victories? Nobody has defeated Djokovic more times than Rafael Nadal has done. Do you really believe that a guy of this magnitude will avoid Novak Djokovic with purpose? Do you really believe a guy with this kind of magnitude will avoid Novak Djokovic, will dodge Novak Djokovic with purpose? Do you believe a guy who has won 20 freaking Grand Slam titles? I don't care that majority of them are on French Open. I don't give a damn about that. French Open is a bloody tennis tournament as well. It is not like it is a hockey tournament, for God's sakes. Sometimes it feels like winning French Open this many times, it is a negative thing for Nadal. That is not a negative thing, for God's sakes. It is a positive thing. It is not a negative thing winning one single tournament 14 freaking times. And do you know what the most spectacular thing is about all this? That the dude is most likely not finished yet. This show is not over. I think Nadal has still... I have a feeling that Nadal, if he's healthy, he has more French Open titles in him. Not many more, but at least one more I truly believe he has. I don't think Nadal has more other Grand Slam titles in him, like Australian Open, Wimbledon and US Open. I don't think so, but he can prove me wrong. He has done it before. He can. When Rafa was at 6 majors outside French Open, I made videos in the past. At least one video, I said that he will win one more Grand Slam title outside the French Open. One more, because many believe that he will not win more Grand Slam titles outside the French Open when he was at 6 Grand Slam titles outside the French Open. I'm talking about outside French Open now, not French Open. And he proved me right, Nadal. He won the US Open 2019 and made it to 7 Grand Slam titles outside the French Open. After that, I will be honest. I hate to lie. I didn't believe Nadal will win more Grand Slam titles outside French Open after he won the US Open 2019. But he proved me wrong. He did it. He won the Australian Open 2022 earlier this year and won his 8th Grand Slam title outside the French Open. As many as Connors, as many as Ivan Lendl, as many as Andre Agassi. Rafael Nadal has won as many Grand Slam titles outside the French Open as those 3 greats. Because Ivan Lendl, Jimmy Connors, Andre Agassi, they all won 8 Grand Slam titles each in all the Grand Slam tournaments. Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. Nadal has won as many Grand Slam titles as those 3 great players. So that doesn't make Nadal only a clay courter. That doesn't. Even though clay is his best surface, absolutely, I'm not denying that. But that doesn't make him only good on clay. That dazzled my tennis friends all around the world, because he has won freaking 8 Grand Slam titles outside the French Open. Of course, he will win his majority of his Grand Slam titles at French Open. Of course, that is not any surprise. Anyway, with all this said, is Rafael Nadal avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose? Like some of you have suggested, because we all know that Nadal, he withdrew from Wimbledon early this year after he defeated Taylor Fritz in the quarterfinal. When he said he knows that Novak will wait for him at the final and Novak Djokovic will give him a beatdown. Did Novak Djokovic give Rafael Nadal a beatdown last time they faced each other at Wimbledon 4 years ago in that 2018 Wimbledon semi-final? One of the greatest tennis matches of all time that I've seen in my life. For sure, the greatest Wimbledon match that I've seen. For me, that 2018 Wimbledon semi-final between Djokovic and Nadal was even better than that classic Wimbledon final 2008 between Federer and Nadal. Did Djokovic give Nadal a beatdown in that semi-final in 2018 Wimbledon? No, that match was super close. Nadal had all the chances in the world in that 5th set to actually win that 5th set. He had a lot of breakpoint opportunities, but Djokovic, the clutch beast, the clutch monster, he just pushed that clutch button and he saved those breakpoint opportunities he had against him in that late 5th set. And won that match very deservedly. Why? Because he out-clutched Rafa Nadal in that 5th set. But the match was super close, super even. It could have gone either way. So it was definitely not a beatdown that Djokovic gave Rafa Nadal last time they faced each other in Wimbledon. It was definitely not a beatdown. So why should Nadal avoid Novak Djokovic with purpose? He's not a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 Grand Slam champion, for God's sakes. He's a 22 times Grand Slam champion. 22 times Grand Slam champions doesn't avoid his rivals with purpose. For God's sakes, Roger Federer never avoided Rafael Nadal at French Open. And Roger Federer never stood a chance against Rafael Nadal at French Open. He never took the dude to 5th set. Never. He lost all those 6 encounters against Rafael Nadal at French Open in straight sets or 4 sets. And he knew that Nadal would be in the final or semi-final. He knew that. Nadal, that for God's sakes, played 115 Roland Garros matches. He has won 112 of them. He has lost only 3 Roland Garros matches out of 115 that he has played. Roger Federer knew he doesn't have the backhand. He doesn't have the shot tolerance. He doesn't have the baseline game. He doesn't have the stamina he had, but he doesn't have the backhand. He doesn't have the shot tolerance to stay toe-to-toe with Rafael Nadal at French Open over 5 sets. He knew that, but he didn't lose with purpose. These champions doesn't lose with purpose. They will make sure to win their matches and then they try their best to defeat their biggest rivals. If Roger Federer didn't lose with purpose when he was facing Rafael Nadal in all those French Open meetings, which was six meetings in all, why should Nadal lose with purpose to avoid Novak Djokovic? Nadal is not Monfils. Nadal is not Gilles Simon. Nadal is not Denis Shapovalov. Nadal is not Felix Aliassime. Nadal is not Matteo Berrettini. He's not in their leagues. All those guys I mentioned, they have 0 Grand Slam titles together, for God's sakes. Nadal, he has 22 Grand Slam titles. It will be insane for Nadal avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose. It doesn't make sense. He's not avoiding anyone with purpose. When he has withdrawn from tournaments, Rafael Nadal, he has withdrawn from tournaments because he has not been 100% healthy. Why compete against one of the greatest tennis players of all time, like Novak Djokovic clearly is? Why should he compete against him if he's not 100% healthy? He will not stand a chance. But that doesn't make he's dodging Novak Djokovic. That doesn't make he's avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose. So my answer to this question is Rafael Nadal is for absolutely not avoiding Novak Djokovic with purpose. It is completely false. I don't want to hear anything about that anymore. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, see you next time. Peace.